Welcome everybody to the big show. Today we're going to talk about how to maximize your mobile service. We're going to learn our new company motto here, which is extremely disappointing, but something that we clearly have an opportunity to figure out. The snake rots from the head. That's what I would say when it comes to that. And some news and much, much more coming up on this edition of Service Drive Revolution. I don't know if you guys remember that Christian is training to be a bodybuilder. Remember the creatine hiatus? You never told me that. You were drinking the creatine and the whole thing?
Yeah, so I just cycled off the creatine.
Oh.
This weekend.
When were you going to tell me this? This whole time I thought you were a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
What are you now?
So now I'm training
The Invisible Man?
No. I'll go back to the bodybuilding. But right now I'm training for a 10K.
10K? Is that like 2 miles?
No, it's 6.2.
Why does it have to be in the metric? Why can't we talk American?
I don't know. It took me forever to figure out how many miles it was. Because then
how many miles?
6.2.
So you got to run 6 miles?
Yeah.
Why did you get off the bodybuilding and now you want to be a runner? It's a different body type.
Well, it turned out I signed up for the 10K as a bonding experience with some of our coworkers. So Kevin and Josh are running with me.
You're blaming it on Kevin and Josh?
No, I'm just saying that I wanted to participate.
You can't do creatine when you run?
So I was talking to my coach and he said that it's counterproductive. And this is something that made a lot of sense to me. He's like, well, you're building the muscle mass and everything like that. And for every 1 pound of body weight that you add, you increase your pressure on your knees by 7 pounds.
What does that have to do with bodybuilding?
Because if I'm bodybuilding, I'm building and I'm gaining. As opposed to...
You send pictures to your coach of you like in a Speedo?
Every 21 days.
We should publish those. We should make those into a SDR book.
Oh.
Progress.
Yeah, no. Let's not do that.
You're just in Speedos, right?
Underwear, but yeah.
I do the same thing.
Okay.
Better.
Sometimes it's hard to look at those.
Really?
Yeah. I always think I'm not as far as I should be. There's a couple of things that, I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way, but like I can see progress. I can see that it's a difference, but I don't look like the people on TV.
I'm just big.
Yeah.
I look big.
Yeah, my big thing is that...
that's the one thing I love about working out with Eder is chest and arms. Like my arms look huge.
Yeah.
Like I can't wear my sleeveless shirts on here because it's too intimidating, they say.
Yeah. Who's they?
the crew, the team, your running partners. Like it looks too intimidating.
Oh, that's so great. They've never said that to me before. Speaking of saying things, so I went out to dinner over the weekend. Drago, by the way. It was so wonderful. And,
Drago is this Italian restaurant downtown that Christian and Patricia like, and I am just bored of it.
Yeah, it does nothing for you, but I really like it. And I had swordfish.
Literally in LA,
yeah,
you could eat out 3 times a day and have the best everything you'd ever. The restaurants here are incredible. The food here is better than New York, I think.
Well, I do think that New York pizza is pretty good. Remember when we had it in the bagels, like the water?
I'm just saying in general,
but...
though.
Yeah. Okay. So
you had swordfish at Drago.
So I had swordfish at Drago, and then part of the chicken, and then in the middle of the meal, this lady stands up and she says, "Oh my God, does anybody know CPR?" And I stand up and I say, "I know all the letters in the alphabet," and everybody in the restaurant laughed, except one person.
Did the person die?
Yes.
They died? You're a murderer? You're a joke?
Yeah. I think I have. I just found out too long ago. I have a certified CPR card.
Okay, so this just to circle back a little bit to clear this before we get to the news, because I'm curious, and I think everybody listening is curious about this too, and I think I represent the listener in this scenario. So when we were doing the bodybuilding, we were gonna compete, right? Like you had the idea that you were gonna go up and enter one of those contests where you go up on stage with the fake tan and the Speedo.
Yeah.
And you were going to pose.
Yeah.
And so now that's off.
No, it's still on.
Oh, well, not now. You're running. It's a different body type.
Yeah.
You understand that it's a different body.
Totally.
I feel like you're joking on this, like it isn't true.
No,
like
so
2-mile race.
So the run is March 30th. From March 30th on through the rest of 2024 is bodybuilding.
Creatine.
Yep. So I'll start cycling on the creatine on.
So this
the
race,
31st. Yep.
or whatever, you clearly aren't like you don't plan on winning the race.
No, you know how fast you have to run to win those races?
No, I have no idea.
It's insane.
But I'm sure you're not fast enough.
I know I will not. I aim to finish without walking is my goal.
So it's a low bar.
I don't know. I would say it's.
You don't have like a time you want to beat or
Yes,
anything?
I'd like to go under an hour.
6 miles in an hour.
Yeah.
So we're way off of the 4-minute mile.
Not even close to a 4-minute mile. Yeah, it's way closer to a 10-minute mile. It's a little under, but because you got to go that extra 0.2. It's like 9 minutes and 41 seconds.
It's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah, maybe not when you're
This is a
doing it.
participation trophy, basically.
Oh my gosh, you're minimizing my run.
But it's a participation. Like if
if
I speed walk the thing,
you're not getting done in an hour. Speed walking 6.2 miles an hour.
I got long legs.
You do, but that's a lot of work. So we'll see what happens.
So it's just a participation thing. Like there isn't you're not beating anybody. There's no bet between everybody.
No, I don't. I've kind of tried to goad them into betting, but no one's bet me yet.
They know that you try really hard to win.
I think it's up. Yeah,
You want to win more than they do.
The
So you
gig
turn
is up.
into a bully.
Right.
They're tired of being bullied.
So I've fought that bullying mentality, and we're just gonna have a lot of
More
fun.
of a participation award. It's great.
Yeah, it's making me feel great about this.
Culture here is.
I've never run a
we
race
just
before.
don't want to walk. We're in a race and we just don't want to walk. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
That's the culture that we're breeding here. Not walkers. Unbelievable.
We're not running. We're just not
How do we get to the
walking.
point where we have a bunch of people winning races?
Okay, maybe that's a possibility.
Winning a bodybuilding contest. Like, let's go.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. March 31st, it's back on.
Like, I would never do something that I didn't think I could win. Like, if you told me about the 10K, I'm already out because I know I can't win that. Like, it's not even a thing.
Oh, and I can see the victory in not winning. I can see the victory in
There is no victory in not
I think
winning.
so. I think there
that
is.
doesn't even make sense.
It
Did
does.
you hear what you just said?
Yeah, because you're
The
racing.
victory in not winning.
Yeah. The victory is not against other people. It's against yourself. I've never run a race before, ever. Other than track in high school, but
Is this an extended midlife crisis? I thought the car was the midlife. Is it an extended midlife crisis?
all I keep finding is that this midlife crisis just keeps
Say that
going
again.
and
Say
going.
that again. There's no what in winning. There's what?
Yeah, the victory isn't in winning.
Yeah, the victory isn't in winning. I'm gonna write that down. Everybody listening to this, write this down. This is the we should make T-shirts. The victory
If you can't
is
see, he
not
really is
in
this down.
winning. I want to see what this looks like. The victory is not in winning. This is a lot like Jesus did not die for your sins.
Oh, goodness gracious.
The victory is not in winning. That's where we're at. That's where we've come.
Yeah.
This is
I really do
This
think
is
this
unbelievable.
is no, I think it's great.
the victory is not in winning. It's a participation award. You just show up and they give you they
Get a t-shirt,
You
I
just
think.
pay
Yeah.
to do a thing. Like it isn't. There's no winning and losing. It's just you're paying the thing and then you try not to walk. Basically.
Yeah. I like how you made it sound. All right. I'm excited.
It doesn't even matter if you wear dress shoes.
I'm not even remotely distracted
the
by this.
victory is not in winning.
Yeah.
Where is the victory if it's not in winning?
The victory is in the mental
The
overcoming.
participation.
Yeah, because running
So it's a participation award.
running 6.2 miles is not easy.
This is the problem with this country.
Oh no, here we go.
Participation award. How do we I got to look into participation.
It's not an award. It's a T-shirt.
Participation, however you spell that, award. Unbelievable. Participation award. Okay. That's great. You can take a participation award to the grocery store and buy groceries.
It's a coupon, actually. You have to spend.
Oh, it's not enough?
No. Don't we have
Just
news
showing
or
up
something?
at the grocery store doesn't get you groceries?
No.
You actually have to pay for them?
You have to pay for them.
Not in California. You can just walk out if it's under $1,000.
That's true.
Yeah, you see, you're feeding this liberal mindset.
Yeah, I am what's wrong with this country. All right.
See, but you think it's a joke.
I don't. I feel like while I'm running that thing, it's not a joke at all.
It's great. Is this what everybody in the office they all think victory is in the victory is not in winning?
I would say
that's
that
a thing that
I would say that
narrative around here.
None of the three of us are looking to win the race, so it's true.
You understand that the word race insinuates that there's winners and losers.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's not a group walk or a group jog. The race, like war, insinuates that there's a winner and a loser, right?
Yeah.
Like I won the war, I lost the war, I won the race, I lost the race. Where did you come up in the race? Oh, I was second. Okay, well, you lost, right? What is that Ricky Bobby saying? Like
if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're beyond that. Like that doesn't even matter now. We don't even keep score. It's just we just want to participate. The victory is not in winning. That doesn't make any sense. What do you call that when a sentence doesn't make sense? Like it's a contradictory.
A confusion statement?
Because victory insinuates that somebody won. But then we're saying like somebody won, but nobody won. It doesn't.
Oh, someone's going to win.
Yeah, but you're not trying to win. It's way outside of what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to do better.
It's going to be some guy from Kenya.
Yeah, I'm trying to do better than I've ever done before.
I don't know those guys from Kenya. They don't run the 2-mile races,
no,
right?
They're marathoners.
Yeah, 26 miles.
Yeah.
Which is what, 400 kilometers?
And they might be able to run 26 miles faster than I can run 6 miles.
Victory is not in winning, Christian.
No.
It's I don't know where victory is anymore. I'm confused.
Oh,
just imagine this example you're setting for everybody. We don't want to win. Listen, what we don't want to do around here is win.
We just don't want to be last.
Participate.
Yeah. And if we're last but we don't walk, we still won. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Moving on.
Yeah, what's in the news?
Oh, good.
We don't care that this show is any good, right? Like we don't care that it's probably the number one show in automotive, like
Lithia
stats.
Lithia is in the news today.
We just put it up and then it feels good to put it up, so it doesn't matter if anybody listens to it.
Yeah, no, we track
the victory
the
is
stats.
not in the winning.
We're gonna change our company motto.
No. I'm in shock right now.
Oh, I'm not gonna get past this one. All right, Lithia. Thank goodness Lithia's here. So you would think, but this is how you know it's a publicly traded company. Lithia and Drive report record fourth quarter revenue. Of $7.7 billion, a 10% increase. So they do talk about net income in here. But what do you think happened to net income?
It's down.
It's down.
Why is it down?
I don't know. But the revenue went up. The profit went down, which was so funny. I mean, they still did pretty well. So they made $216 million in the fourth quarter in net, which was down.
The whole quarter?
Yeah,
How many stores do they have?
500, I think, is the number. Somewhere really close to that.
Okay, how much did they make?
216 million.
Okay, wait, how do I do that? 216.
No, take 216 divided by 500.
Okay, I got 216 million divided by 500 divided by 3?
Yeah, if you want it per month, per store.
Divided by 3. Oof. 144,000.
That's not that much.
Yeah, not that great.
But the 7.7
volume over I call this the victory is not in the winning. For Lithia too. You and Lithia could get together and
Oh my God. Okay. So
144,000 in net.
yeah. So
There's restaurants that make more.
apparently Lithia is subscribing to the Christian Lafferty success model.
The victory is not in the winning.
The victory is not in the winning. Oh my gosh. So that's the news for today.
That's it.
I got more, but
The victory is not in the news either. I feel sorry for everybody on a Monday listening to this. I'm apologizing already, but I have a huge problem here in my company that I got to fix. No, let's see it. Let's see the next one.
you know they're going to get off here and they're going to be like, oh, he's got no drive.
You have no drive?
That's what they're going to think after all this. It's okay. I promise. I think I have purpose.
I think I know what it is.
Okay, I'm ready.
I think that it's more about you doing it with people, and you've scared people off by being too competitive. So now they've won. You've resolved to being average for the group, which is what happens to most people in life, is they settle because they don't want to stick out too much. Because you were scaring people with how competitive you were, and you would rather be accepted and liked and have approval than to beat the living whatever off of people every time you go up against them in some game of trivia or 2-mile race or whatever it is, right?
Sure.
So you've tailored the competitiveness way back in an effort to endear people, to try to make them feel included. But there is an element to that, a byproduct of that. Well, there's two byproducts. One is you're building consensus.
Okay.
But you're building consensus with losers.
In mediocrity. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like where you're headed with it. So we need to hire differently if we're going to start racing like this.
Or pick something else to do. Like maybe, why not just have like hey, we're going to watch 10 movies in a weekend or something like that. Like,
gosh.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah.
But at least there's 10 and you know that you like.
If you only watch 9, then you're a loser. Okay.
This is yeah.
This has been
fun. I think
I've
figured this out.
Yeah, you got it all.
You're tired of hurting feelings.
Oh, I don't know. I still got some feelings to hurt. Eventually.
We're not talking about your love life. We're talking about here at the office.
I don't really have... Okay.
Nothing else in the news? That's it?
No, let's leave it at that.
Okay. The other subject today, the victory is not in the winning, is the first subject. The real subject is how to maximize your mobile service.
Really hot topic lately.
Yeah. It's a great one too. So, we have quite a bit of experience with this in automotive, truck, and heavy truck, right?
Yeah.
We kind of probably seen it from quite a few angles, and also a lot of fleet. It's an interesting thing in a sense. Like more and more people are doing it, but just like anything, they started, it doesn't work, and then they end up abandoning it very quickly, because if it's not working, it's a heavy expense and a liability too.
Yeah, it's probably easier to do it wrong than do it right, for sure.
Yeah. So when we're talking about how to maximize your mobile service, the very first thing is the mindset, right?
Okay.
It all starts with the mindset. I'll tell you a little story. When we were doing the training, this is years ago, when we were doing the training for heavy duty truck, I went to a couple, I think they were Freightliner dealerships. I went to a bunch of Freightliner dealerships. But I was trying to understand how it worked, how it works.
I remember the story now. It's
and
great.
So I'm at a dealership in Oregon, and I'm talking to the manager, and we're talking about the fact that they sell a lot of school buses, but the school buses most of the school districts are hundreds of miles away.
Right.
And the schools struggle to get them in for warranty work. A lot of these schools have their own techs.
Right, for their basic maintenance, right?
Maintenance or whatever. But they struggle to have warranty work done, and so they save it all up for the summer when they're not being used, and then there's this like huge influx of buses trying to get in to get repaired.
Which the truck shops couldn't handle, if I remember correctly.
And so I brought up the idea of having a mobile truck, and we've seen people be wildly successful with mobile, right? So in the back of my head, I know that works, especially for that, right? And the other thing is, in that scenario, is you can hire a mobile driver that lives 200 miles away. Like the idea with mobile is they don't have to be at the dealership.
That's right.
Right? So it allows you to geographically
expand your customer base, if you will.
And the manager said to me something of the effect that would never work. I don't remember exactly what the excuse was, but that would never work. They, this and that, the other thing.
Oh, they didn't try it and it didn't work?
Well, they said they would have too much downtime. Or
15 reasons why it won't work.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Then literally, because we're going dealership to dealership, literally 2 hours later, I'm in another service department.
I even remember the town that you're in.
Yeah.
Fife, Washington.
No, this one was in the middle of Oregon.
Oh, I thought it was the Fife was the other one. So you're in Oregon.
Oregon. We're going up the 5.
Okay.
So we started south, and now we're like middle Oregon. And that guy had, I think, 6 mobile trucks. Like, I don't know, 40 miles away. And I asked him, I go, what is the efficiency of the techs on the mobile trucks? And guess what he said?
110.
Yeah, you remember. And I said, well, how do you achieve 110 with travel time? And he goes, we charge for travel time. So the techs are flagging for travel time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's great.
It'll never work. And so just from, what we do going into different businesses is, I think the main ingredient of any business that's successful is the mindset that it can work, and you're going to figure out how to make it work. And you're going to be, a mentor of mine once said, people are either open or they're closed, right? You're either open or you're closed. 2 ideas. So one manager's closed, one's open, and ends up the one that's open is very successful. So when it comes to maximizing your mobile service, it starts with having a mindset of, we're going to figure out how to make this work. Not every time we hit an obstacle, we throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Great.
Because most of the time, 90 days in, people just give up. Because it's a new thing. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to start.
Okay, so mindset is number 1.
Okay.
Your turn. You can do one off your list.
Great. So it is not unlike what you just said. My first one I've got down here is good logistics equals tech efficiency. So one of the things that I had thought of when I was saying that is that billing for travel time appropriately makes a lot of sense. And I think about it like this. If someone had to bring their truck or car to our shop, they'd either have to bring it themselves or pay someone else to do it. So it would make sense that they'd be willing to pay for someone so they don't have to do it. So their time's more valuable than what they would pay someone else to come do it. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Plus, I think that would make that really attractive for a technician and say, hey, when you're traveling to these places, you're going to be earning money, as opposed to the clock starting right when you pop the hood on the vehicle. So good logistics equals tech efficiency. So being really smart about how a route would be done throughout the day and how many different visits you could do or how many different vehicles you could work on in a day, that has a lot to do with how valuable or profitable the truck or the mobile outfit can be.
That's great. The next one is offer it. Like, you got to make it a part of your business. Do you know how many back in the day when we started opening service departments on Saturdays or Sundays, and there would be the manager that would open on Saturdays, he would only have one advisor and two techs there. He would only make 4 appointments. Like, it was never part of the plan. And so it was never really part of the plan or the system, and it didn't work. If you're going to have mobile service, you need to make it a part of the business model. The BDC needs to offer it. You need to tell everybody that you have it. It's like propaganda. You got to get it out there, and you got to embrace it, and you got to commit to it. It can't be we'll see if it works. Because if it's we'll see if it works, it probably won't work. It's like people that say try. Like, I'm going to try to win the race. But really what they mean is the victory is not in the winning.
The victory is in the fact that we have a tech on Saturday.
It's a participation. It's I tried, right? Like, hey, I'm moving this weekend. Can you help me? Well, I'll try. So help. Yeah. Well, you're not. Ends up I'm going to move by myself.
So your mobile service won't grow if the customers don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of my rap right there.
Offer it. You got to make it a part of the thing. Commit.
Yes. Great. My turn?
Yeah.
The truck is the parts room. Explain. So be smart about what you put on the truck.
And strategic, like if they're going out to a certain thing and you know that thing could be a water pump, let's have the water pump and all the hoses. And
doesn't hurt to take it with you. You can always take it back, right? So the truck is the parts room. So I would think about, knowing what you're going out to look at. Even to the point, I think that this is the great thing about mobile service is it's data collection. Every time you go out and you do a different repair in the field, you get more information, right? So eventually you kind of know that if it's a 2016 Accord and you're going out because it's a check engine light and there's no drivability issues, it's probably going to be an X, right? So you take that thing with you just in case, because how awesome is it to go out into the field for a check engine light and be able to fix it right on the spot and the customer never had to do anything. Like, that is, to me, as a customer, I'd pay a bunch of money for that just because I didn't have to go anywhere and it just gets done.
Now, if they do get there and they don't have the part, it's usually easier to send a part runner or to put it in an Uber than it is for the tech to come back.
That's right. Because the tech their clock is running. So
they can start taking it apart while the part's on the way.
Yeah.
Then inspections, like nothing about this should change, right? Like, we're still doing fluids, even though maybe we're not draining them off the top or pulling them, or we're not draining them out the bottom or pulling them off the top or whatever it is. We still should do an inspection on everyone. We should offer it. That driver is like an advisor in a sense. And so you want to have an element of tracking their add-ons and upsells and reward that. But it shouldn't be, a lot of times what happens is we start doing these mobile services for recalls. Like, say you have a Honda store.
Yeah.
And you start doing it for Hondas and you're doing all these airbags or ignitions or whatever the recall is. And we're not doing any inspection whatsoever. And so our average per ticket goes down and it's not profitable. But the actual need and what is possible is there. We're just not mining for it. We're not looking. And so it shouldn't be any different in the process that we still should expect add-ons. We still should be inspecting. We should be documenting that, following up on it, all of that.
Boy, I feel like that's pretty close to my next one too. And I think that that's more of a business model thing, is make it pencil.
Yeah. And I think that's a good way to kind of end, is the mindset, and make it pencil or a nice sandwich.
Okay.
Like, you can make it pencil if you have the right mindset. But you got to figure it out. Don't expect it to be easy, right? And you can charge more. Like, that's the thing, is there's a demand. Like, the thing that we have to remember is that people don't have time. Time is their most precious resource. And you got, in today's world, you got mom and dad both working a job, kids, need to be everywhere. The one thing that people are trying to do is figure out how to save their time. They will pay a premium for that. And so you can have variable rates, you can have travel charges, you can have all kinds of different things to make it pencil, but you got to be creative and you got to embrace it.
And you have to be willing to explain to the customer the value they're getting. Like if you can't translate that, that's one of the other things I had down here is that you have to have a technician that's customer focused.
Yeah, they almost are an advisor.
They're a really high functioning technical advisor at the end of the day. So I think that's kind of the thing, and I've seen this in a couple of places, is when you get somebody calling in and saying, "Hey, can you send Chris out? I need something done on my car again." Your mobile service is working. Like when they're not even saying, "I need the mobile service," they need that technician.
They want Christian.
Yes, they want Chris or they want Christian. Exactly right.
Great. So that's how to maximize your mobile service. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll see you next time on Service Drive Revolution. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Service Drive Revolution. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.